Hey everyone, hope you're doing well. Going to do the quick market update for February. The stats came out from the Toronto Real Estate Board, so we'll jump in. Overall, we're seeing numbers year over year, both in terms of sales volume and average sale price, have decreased. Whereas when you compare it month over month, we've seen those numbers increase. This is something we see seasonally around this time of year, especially the increase from month to month with January to February. So it's not something that's too out of the ordinary, but the result is the market is tightening. For sellers, that means less competition, but for buyers, less choice as well. So it depends on which area you're in. We have to look pretty focused in terms of what style property you have and what area you're in terms of like the inventory and the volume that's out there. But it's good to do a really micro analysis to fully understand what you're looking at. So let's jump into the numbers here. Okay, so looking at the numbers here, the first one that really sticks out to me is the year over year for the detached homes. I know I said everything is down in terms of sales volume, but we've actually seen detached homes increase. It was the only one that stood out there. And then the other number that is probably the most significant there is jumping over to the average sale price for the same thing for detached homes in the 416. We've seen prices come down almost 11.5%. To me, that means sellers have adjusted to where the market norms are and transactions are starting to happen. Looking at February's numbers for the average sale price, we're back above $1 million. Dipped down in last month in January to under $1 million for the first time in a long time. But probably the most significant number here is the number of new listings we're seeing is almost down 18%. So that's contributing to the tightening of the market that I mentioned earlier. Looking at the months of inventory for detached homes in Toronto, we've got about 4 months of inventory. Just a reminder, so if we're at 0 to 3 months, that's considered a seller's market. 4 to 6 months, you're in a balanced market. And then over 6 months, it's considered a buyer's market. And just to show you how we calculate the months of inventory, we're taking the number of listings divided by how many sales there are in an area or as previous like a style of property. When we look at the numbers on a more month-to-month basis, we can see that the numbers are actually going up because of the fewer numbers of listings out there. There is a tightening of the market, fewer options for buyers out there, and a lot of buyers are starting to look. We're seeing more engagement from buyers, but also with the expectation that come early April, mid-April, we're going to see more options hit the market. Looking at Toronto sales numbers, the summary for year over year, sales volume's down about 6.5%. Number of new listings, again, that major one that we're focusing on is down almost 18%. So we'll see how that plays out for buyers and sellers moving forward. To me, when I look at these numbers, if I'm considering selling my property right now, I might try and rush it and get it on the market. I know we've got March break next week, but you might stand out if your property is prepared and priced right. There's still buyers that are going to be in the city looking, and so you have less competition, and you might be the one show in town that attracts a lot of buyers. Always good to go against the grain. Jumping back into looking at Etobicoke, breaking it down by our different regions here. So we've seen a lot of the numbers for average sale price. They went up with the exclusion of W7, so south of Bloor. In January, we had a number of sales over $2 million, whereas in February there was only one. So I think previously that was in the 1.3, so we're actually down 20% there. We do see when you look at the month-to-month numbers, just depending on what sells and at what price point, we can see a variation like that. So I won't put too much weight in it. It's just sort of how the data sample was collected. But what I'm noticing overall, again, is the months of inventory is decreasing across the board as the market tightens. So we're moving closer to a seller's market in W6, W7, and W9. W80 is our biggest territory in terms of MLS. So it's got a higher number of properties. As you can see, the active listings is the highest with 361. Things to check out. So if you haven't taken care of your home vacancy tax, if you haven't taken care of your home vacancy tax, jump on the website. If you need help with it, feel free to reach out and we can get you directed in the right direction. Spring market's been, it's kind of off to a slower start than we expected, a little sporadic. We're looking for listings to increase after Easter, and we're expecting sales will increase as well when there's more options out there. We've seen a lot of snow and a lot of rain recently, and temperatures fluctuating. So just keep an eye on your basements. Watch out for water damage, for leaks as we move into the spring season here. You want to take care of those right away, just to make sure that you're not at risk of any mold or extended damage to your property. We actually have a blog on this, so if you want to jump on the website and check it out, we'll include a link below. And again, if you want to check out the deal of the week, I go through all the properties listed in Etobicoke every week, and then we send out one directly to your inbox. And if you have any more questions, always happy to answer them. You can just reply to the email or feel free to reach out. Anyways, take care. We'll talk to you soon.